Good morning. Just want to introduce myself. My name is Father Tim Anastas. I am a priest of the Archdiocese of Chicago. I'm here to be able to lead your parish mission on Monday and Tuesday. Really, really excited. Currently, I am a chaplain at the University of Illinois, Chicago. So I'm around college kids all day, and it's just nice to be around normal people. It's wonderful. So, as I was leaving, it was snowing in Chicago, and so just being here it's just awesome. So, thank you so much for welcoming me here, and my invitation for all of you is to be able to come to the parish Lenten mission Monday night, Tuesday night, where we're going to really enter into, first night especially, what the Father is inviting you into during Lent, and what the Father is inviting you into forever. And then the second night will be more about what the Son, what Jesus is inviting you into. And I'm really excited because, today, what we're going to be talking about tomorrow, we're going to be going into the prodigal son story. We heard it today in the gospel. And it's so beautiful how we can see how the Father pursues the Son relentlessly, and how we are the ones who run away, like the younger son. Which reminds me of a story. When I was a kid, I was in second grade. Is anyone in second grade here? Raise your hand if you're in second grade. Oh my gosh. So a lot of us. Okay. So this is a story that may have happened to you as a second grader. It happened to me. So basically, when I was in second grade, it was the only time in my whole entire life where I decided to run away. And there was just a lot of drama in the house. I was upset with my mom, my dad, my sister, especially my sister. And I decided, okay, I'm done. I'm going to go run away. So I don't know, second graders, if you felt that way before, but that was what I was feeling. So I went into the kitchen and I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I'm running away. I think I had my hands on my hips like this. Mom, I'm running away. And so she was like, my mom is like the sweetest woman in the world. She was like, Tim, that's wonderful. I'm so happy for you. If you're running away, this is great. Can I make you lunch before you run away? And so I was like, okay, yeah, sure. That's great, awesome. Of course, Mom. And so she made me a PB&J sandwich. She gave me a soda, put it in a little paper bag, and she said, okay, have fun, God bless. And I ran away. And so at our house, we have a lake in the backyard. And so carrying my lunch, went down to the lake, got in my rowboat, and rowed out to the middle of the lake as a second grader. And so I'm rowing the boat into the middle of the lake and got hungry. So I ate the sandwich, drank the soda. I forgot that I was running away and went back home. But I remember that story because there was this part of me, even as a second grader, this little part of me that was like, I need to be away from my family. I need to be away. I want to do things on my own. I don't want them in my life right now. I don't want to have them in my life right now. And that's exactly what we see in this prodigal son story, is the son not only takes the inheritance from his father. As you can see, what does the son do? The son, he basically says to his father, Father, I know you're not dead yet, but I just want to pretend that you're dead so that I can take my inheritance and leave. And so that's what he does. And the father submits. He gives what is owed to him. And the son not only takes it, the worst thing is that they say he went to a foreign country. He went to a foreign land. Basically, the son is saying, yeah, Dad, Father, I want to live my life away from you. I want to live my life apart from you. I don't want you in my life. And that is exactly what we say to the Lord, what we say to the Father when we sin. That's what sin is. It's saying, Father, right now, I want to be happy without you. And I'm going to choose this fleeting happiness right now without you. How often we can say this, where we run away from the Lord. Of course, the Father, he's always pursuing us. He's always running after us. But we are saying, Father, I'm going to distance myself from you right now. And what does that lead to? That leads to isolation. It leads to turning in on ourselves. It leads to us choosing to be abandoned. Which is crazy because our Father can never abandon us. And He's promised at the moment of your baptism that you're adopted by Him and that He will never abandon you. We're the ones who freely choose to abandon ourselves. And it's one of the worst things that can hurt our heart is to be abandoned, is to be rejected, is to be isolated. Saint Mother Teresa, many of us know Saint Mother Teresa, who worked with the poorest of the poor in Calcutta, India. When she first got, as a young nun, when she first got to Calcutta, she recounts a story that happened to her in her first days in Calcutta, where she was walking down the street and she heard rustling movement in a garbage can. And so she went past the garbage can, or went up to the garbage can, and she noticed inside was an older woman in the garbage, in the trash, who had wounds on her arms, on her legs, who had a really, really intense fever. So she was shaking, and so Mother Teresa took this woman, carried her to where she was staying, where all the sisters lived. And as she was carrying her, this woman who was absolutely suffering with this fever, with wounds all over her body, she was repeating over and over, "My son did this to me." It's crazy. "My son did this to me." She kept repeating that over and over, that, okay, the sufferings that she had, the wounds on her body, the fever that she had, the fact that she was in the trash, did not compare to the heartbreak of her being abandoned by her son, her being rejected by her son. And that's sometimes what we experience in our hearts, and we always experience that deep down whenever we decide to choose not the Father. We decide, "Father, I want to do things away from you. I want to distance myself from you." To be able to just keep that in our hearts, that is exactly what sin is and what we're trying to prevent and strengthen ourselves against during Lent is, I choose never to abandon you again, Lord. I choose to be with you. Because what do we see in the gospel story? We see the Father running after the Son, not only running after, but waiting for him, not just sitting on the couch, just hanging out until maybe his son comes back. He is vigilant. His heart is ready for him to come back. And so when he does, he runs out to him, embraces him, forgives him, but not only that, gives him the finest cloak, gives him a fattened calf slaughtered for him, gives him a party, but also gives him the ring on his finger. And as Jesus is telling, this is crazy, as Jesus is telling this story, that everyone knew at the time that a father on his deathbed, when he was dying, would then take the ring that he had, which symbolized his inheritance, everything that he had, everything that he owned. He would take the ring and give it to his son, passing on his inheritance to him. So it would have been totally radical for this father to, not on his deathbed, give everything to the son who just ran away, who just abandoned him. This is the love that the Father has for us, that not only is he forgiving us, not only is he bringing us close to his heart, but he gives us back our inheritance. What is our inheritance? At the moment of your baptism, the Father adopted you. The moment of your baptism, he said, "You're my son. You're my daughter. Your inheritance is me. Your inheritance is me forever. And I freely give that to you." And of course, we are the ones who say no. We're the ones who say, not now, Father. Maybe later. But here is the Father who every time you go back to confession, every time you reconcile with the Lord, not only are you being forgiven, but that ring of inheritance is being put on your finger, that you get him forever. So that is my invitation for you. And if you want to go deeper into this just deep, deep love that the Father has for us, my invitation is to come to the Lenten Mission Monday night and Tuesday night, to be able to understand the incredible love and intimacy that the Father and the Son want for us. But for now, my invitation is when you come up for communion, when you literally receive him, your inheritance, to be able to recommit and just say, Lord, I never want to choose to abandon you again. You are mine, and I know that you give me my inheritance back. This is our faith. This is the faith of us as Catholics. You can choose to accept it. You can choose to reject it. But if you choose to accept it this Lent, you are embarking on the greatest love story that the world has ever known, and you will never be the same.